Welcome to Circle of Friends. Delivering the session today is Jo, Ambler Stuart and Emma Rush. The aims of the session. What is Circle of Friends? Why? Why do we do Circle of Friends? To consider the benefits of this intervention. How do we do it? To be aware of the process for implementing Circle of Friends. What is Circle of Friends? Circle of Friends is a really powerful yet very simple way of engaging peer support and improving outcomes for vulnerable pupils. Circle of Friends recognises the importance of peer group support and awareness. Some background information about Circle of Friends. It's an approach which originated in North America in the 1980s and was introduced to the UK by the educational psychologists Colin Newton and Derek Wilson. It aims to enhance the inclusion of any child who is experiencing difficulties in mainstream school because of disability, SEN, personal crisis, or because of their challenging behaviours towards others. The Circle of Friends approach works by mobilising the young person's peers to provide and engage in problem solving with the young person in difficulty. The Circle acts as a resource for the pupils to help them set targets and devise and implement strategies to deal with difficulties identified and discussed in circles. The theory behind Circle of Friends. It's based on the theory that the way we understand ourselves and the world is a result of the interactions between people. In simple terms, relationships are what matter most. It builds relationships and a framework around the vulnerable individual and reduces the likelihood of that person being excluded or segregated. The emphasis on a common sharing of responsibility between staff and young people to solve a range of issues. Other strategies that recognise this are peer tutoring, counselling and mentoring. The other children also benefit and may develop empathy, active listening, language skills and emotional literacy, problem-solving skills and assertiveness. They have the opportunity to also feel supported, valued and part of a community themselves. So why do we do Circle of Friends? The aims are to increase the level of acceptance and inclusion of an individual, to increase the active attempts of a young person's peer group to intervene positively in that person's life, to increase opportunities for that person to make friends in or outside the actual circle itself, to increase insight and understanding for the individual into his or her own feelings and behaviour, to provide the individual with a wide range of choices and more sense of control over his or her behaviour in a range of situations, and to provide a support team to work actively with and relate to a vulnerable or challenging member of the school community.
Now we're going to think about how to set up a circle of friends. School staff need to understand and be committed to the approach. An identified facilitator is needed to give sufficient time weekly to support the circle of friends. Ensure parents or carers are in agreement with the intervention and have had an opportunity for explanation and discussion. Ensure the approach has been explained and discussed with the focused child. They must be willing and in agreement for the intervention to proceed. Have a meeting with a whole class, which the focused child does not attend. This will take about 30 or 40 minutes. This concludes with asking for volunteers. In a moment, I'll be showing you a separate PowerPoint that you can use with your class for this lesson. You then need to establish the circle with parental permission for the volunteers. There's an initial meeting, followed by weekly meetings with the focused child and 5 to 7 volunteers, and they need to be a consistent adult facilitator. Most of these sessions will take about 30 minutes. Again, coming forward, I'll be showing you some session plans to help with these. Be mindful of potential issues that you may need to resolve. Some of the issues can include over-watchfulness of the volunteers, leading to the supported child feeling an intrusion, over-responsibility leading to anxiety, resentment from other class members who may not be in the group, a developed over-dependency on the group from the focus child, the focus child using the circle as a threat or reward, rejection and worries if members want to leave. And then you negotiate an ending. This is a time-bound intervention, so there will be an ending. You may agree on, for example, 6 sessions, or then you may meet fortnightly, then you may meet monthly before it comes to an actual ending. And it's really important that you follow these guidelines in a systematic way. So here's a mini PowerPoint for you to use at the whole class meeting. And I'll be delivering this part as if I'm the teacher delivering to a class. Hello, my name's Miss Ambler, and I'm here today to establish a circle of friends. I'm here today to talk about Emma and ask for your help with her. This is a bit unusual to talk about someone when they're not here. She does know that I am here and is happy for me to talk to you. This is a special situation and we have Emma's consent. Don't worry, I won't be coming into class to talk about anyone else. Emma has given me permission to do this. Then we need to agree on some ground rules. This is how we will work together. We need to make sure that we respect each other, treat each other with respect at all times. We need to listen, only one person talking at a time. And this is a safe space where we must honour confidentiality. What we discuss today is confidential and stays in this class. If you feel like you want to talk about what we've discussed today, you can talk to an adult at home, your teacher, or to me. I'll be sharing some ideas with Emma later, but I will not be saying who said what. I would like you to close your eyes and think about the positive things about Emma, the things she's good at, and the things you like about her. And then we'll collect your ideas and we'll record them. I'll be sharing some ideas with Emma later, but I will not be saying who said what. I've heard about some things that Emma finds difficult, but probably not all of them. Close your eyes and think about the things that you have noticed that Emma finds difficult or that you don't like her doing. And then we're going to share these and record them. This is my circle of friendships. We all have different circles of friends. You are in the middle, and in the first circle around you are the people you love and who loves you. The second circle is where we put best friends. The third circle is friends and acquaintances. And the fourth circle are people paid to be in your life. And at this point, I would ask somebody to volunteer for us to fill in the circle of friendships as an example. And then I'd give everyone in the child their own circle of friendships to complete privately. The language that you use to deliver this setting depends on the age of the children. And then when everyone's filled in their circles, we think about what it might feel like if circles 2 and 3 had no people in them. Perhaps Emma struggles to have people in those circles. Could she be feeling upset, confused, angry, and lonely? How might someone behave if they're feeling all those strong feelings? Might they shout out? Might they run away? Might they hit? Might they withdraw? Think about how those feelings affect our behaviour. I want to set up a circle of friends to help Emma with her difficulties. This will also be a chance for you to learn and practice new skills. What kind of qualities will the children in the group need to have? And we can discuss this, and the children may come up with ideas such as being empathetic, supportive, and committed. I need 5 children, and we will meet together every Friday afternoon. I'm going to pass out some small pieces of paper. Think about whether you would like to volunteer. Write your name with a yes or a no and your reason why. This will be confidential and entirely your choice. Not everyone will be able to join the group, but you can all help in the classroom, the playground, and around the school. Your teacher or myself will choose the children from those who have volunteered and send a letter home to your parents explaining all about it and asking for their permission. The focus pupil may be having an input at this stage. When Emma comes back into class, it's important that we're friendly to her, but we don't want to make too much of a fuss so that she feels comfortable. Thank you, everybody, for your help. So that's the whole class lesson. And from this whole class lesson, you will have your volunteers and establish the group. And then we have the first meeting of the circle. And here's a framework that you could use for that first meeting. Start with introductions, everybody saying hello to each other. Have an opening game, a warm-up game to get everybody feeling comfortable. Establish the ground rules. They may be the rules that you've had in the whole class, or you might establish your rules for the group separately. We remind everybody of the aims of the circle. To work with Emma, to help her make friends, and encourage positive behaviour, and to support each other in helping Emma. Ask each child to state the reason for wanting to be in the group. Ask them to list the positives about Emma, as well as those situations where things do not go well and what the focus child needs to work on. Introduce these in a problem-solving manner and agree target areas that Emma needs to work on and what we will support her with. Explain the need to work on 1 or 2 targets at a time. Start with something that's quickly achievable so that Emma can feel success. Share ways and steps to reach the target and agree how each member and the focused child can help. Agree a name for the group and have a closing game or activity and arrange when the next meeting will be taking place. For subsequent group meetings, here's an outline of the session that you could use that's proved to be quite successful in the past. Start by reinforcing the ground rules and the purpose of the group. And start off with a round that everybody can join in, such as what has gone well this week? What have you enjoyed this week? What is something you've achieved this week? What is something you are proud of? What did you do at the weekend? Has anything special or exciting happened this week? Use a speaking object that you pass around the group and everybody takes turns. Celebrate the successes of the child. What are the targets that we set last week? What's gone well? What's successful? How did you feel when you saw Emma making such helpful choices? How did last week's focus target go? Address the difficulties in a problem solution fashion. What didn't go well? What did you see that wasn't helpful? How did this make you feel? Then think of the solutions together. What could Emma do differently next time? What could you do to help? And agree on everyone's responsibilities and actions. And then you set the targets. Has Emma achieved her target? Rate the targets out of 10, how well she's done. Do we need to set a new target if the previous one's been achieved? How is Emma going to achieve this? And think about how we could all help. And end with a game, a closing activity to end on a positive note for everyone. There is a video clip that you can see on YouTube that shows a lovely example of a Year 6 circle of friends supporting a child called Ben. If you go onto YouTube and search Ben's Circle of Friends, you'll be able to see a lovely example.
So, what are the positive outcomes for the focused child by doing the intervention circle of friends? So we touched on this briefly at the beginning. Things like improved social integration and higher level of peer contact, reducing the anxiety of the child and increasing their confidence, improving their behaviour and their enhanced educational attainment, decreasing bullying and minimising isolation, for the child to learn to generalise rules and make more effective choices. And the child may develop friendships in and out of class as a result of joining the circle of friends. So there aren't just benefits for the focused child, there's also benefits for group members. And again, we touched on this at the beginning. Things like increased levels of empathy and understanding for those children, developing in their ability to identify and express their feelings and the feelings of others, enhancing their self-esteem, improving their levels of group participation, developing their problem solving and listening and negotiation skills, increasing their ability to see the possibility for change in the behaviour and development and a more positive stance on others, development in understanding the links between behaviour and feelings. Possible disadvantages, and again, Jo mentioned a few of these at the beginning of our session. These are not reported to a high degree, and usually the consensus is that circles are very beneficial. So possible drawbacks to look out for. The target child may feel crowded, too heavily watched by circle members. Other pupils may be resentful that they are not in the circle or do not have their own circle. Circle members may feel anxious or responsible. The child may become dependent on the circle. If a child wants to leave the group, that child may start to feel guilty about that. And increased egocentric sense of self-importance for the focused child. Here's some views from the children that were involved in circles of friends. So one child says he's learnt how to defend himself. Another has said he's learnt to be more confident and assertive. To talk and discuss. He's learnt to tell people not to push in the line. She's learnt how to stick up for herself and play games like football and off-ground touch. Everything that we've told them to do, he's done it and he's not having any more problems anymore. To be more confident towards people and to say what he thinks. I think he's learnt to stand up to other people and he's learnt how to say sorry properly. What circle members feel that they have learnt from being part of it? How easy it is to help someone, that I can make a difference, and how to build people's confidence. That helping people is easier than I thought. We can discuss our own problems as well as the focused child's problems. I've learned how to communicate better. That you can help anyone who has trouble and also that everybody can understand each other. I've learned how to see things differently. The benefits. Teachers and children alike are enthusiastic and committed to this approach. Circle of Friends is an approach which has very real practical benefits for focused children. It also has an excellent way of promoting good citizenship. Here's some additional reading and resources to support your work on Circle of Friends. Thank you very much for watching our video.